It is officially the week of September. It's actually September 1st, 2nd, and we're going to start our weekend of racing with Saturday, September 3rd. Christopher Wade, welcome back to the program. First of all, what were your thoughts on that impressive performance by Impressum last week?
Well, he's well named. Very impressive. This horse has got so much talent. And on my numbers, he's just he's actually what we call a freak. I mean,
Yes.
he's a freak. He's got so much talent. It's ridiculous. He breaks okay, shows speed, and then he just starts striding out. And you know something? He wins 9.19. He's gone 23, 21, now 9.19, and gotten faster each and every time, and each one more impressive than the other, and with run left in the tank. So gosh knows how good this horse can be. He's just got loads and loads of talent.
Yeah, and Professor G. Orlando Gutierrez kind of, we haven't seen that strong of a closing kick since reminiscent of his sire, his world champion sire, Apolitical Jest, back in his championship tie season. So it's gonna be tough to beat him anytime soon because he looks terrific, and he did it tremendously there in Sunday night. But we're going to talk about Saturday. We got 8 races on Saturday, and I know you want to take a look to race number 6, a 300-yard allowance event. We got a field of 6. But it's an interesting field. We got a couple of runners that are, coming off of good performances. But I know you like the looks of the one, BF Lizzie Rages.
Yeah, this horse did come off the rail in the first 2 starts of this horse's career off a C-plus workout pattern. Ran pretty well from the inside post, then had some trouble in that third lifetime start, then actually broke. And when breaking the maiden in that fourth lifetime start, then had some trouble recently, and did, like I said, had stacks of trouble in the Governor's Cup Futurity from post number 4, and breaking very slow, was crossed, and just basically guzzled the final half of the affair. But if you watch this horse gallop out into the clubhouse and through the clubhouse turn, actually around going into the back stretch, this horse in front. So this horse got loads and loads of talent. It's just a matter of getting on the gate and showing that ability from the inside post where she's run well from before.
This is the Governor's Cup Futurity replay on July 30th. She was the number 4 horse this night, right?
Yes, he was in post number 4. Number 4 horse coming out of the third post, and didn't get away at all whatsoever. Broke very slow, bump back, close quarters and cross, lost multiple legs. And
right there, loses the path up to this point. Race is pretty much over, but she's facing some very good horses here, and she just that start pretty much cost her the race.
Yeah, and the horses basically guzzled the final half of the affair. But like I said, what caught the eye was the gallop out, and it galloped out very strong into the clubhouse turn. And I'm actually heading down the back stretch. Halfway through the clubhouse turn, the horse is actually moving to the lead in the front. So this horse is a big, long strider with a good amount of talent. It's just a matter of getting on the gate and showing it. And the horse has proven that they can run from the inside post with 2 runner-up efforts from the inside post prior. So looking for a clean start tonight. Coming back in 35 nights, and has a big look there at 5-2 for Paul Jones.
Paul Jones, a trainee, and this one, like you mentioned, already has experience for the inside post. It looks like she's the second choice of the morning line? Yeah, second choice, because Jetting Gigi is the slight 2-1 morning line choice in that field.
Yeah, it's a closely matched affair, but I'm just going to give this horse a look from the inside post. Like I said, proven she can run from down the inside post, and a big, long strider. A decent getaway puts the horse in the mix, and big chance on my numbers there in the 6th race.
All right, Chris, it is also the weekend down south at Ruidoso Downs, so the big weekend, All-American Derby, All-American Futurity. And have you kind of gone through some of those fields? Have you looked at what's going on over there, or not yet?
I'll be looking at those this evening. It got some tough races. Mm-hmm. And I do like the favorite in the Futurity is my top choice in that trial. That particular day. It's a 5-2 on the program. That's my top pick. I can't remember the name right now, but I'll be looking at those real close starting tonight and this weekend. Closing night at Delta Downs. We try to handicap those races for you. Races 4 through 10, I think it is, at Delta Downs closing night. at Delta Downs. Of course, we do have 5 coming in from Albuquerque as well.
I've got the PPs there for the All-American at Quarter Horse Derby. That'll be race 11 on a Sunday. This one is a grade 1 event. There's Bomb Cyclone, our 2 million Futurity winner from last season. He looked terrific. I don't know how he went off at even money with the outside draw on trials night, but he did. You got even money in Bomb Cyclone.
No, that horse was a gift. He was a gift at 2-5, let alone even money. Oh my gosh, I don't know what they were thinking back there, but this horse is so talented. Can win from the inside, win from the outside, and has a big look in the finale. Yeah, in All-American too.
That's the All-American Quarter Horse Derby. Bomb Cyclone, our 2 million winner. He's got the rail at 3-1. Apolitical Candy V is a 5-2 morning night choice for Santos Carrizales. Juan Pulido, 8-17 lifetime. FDD Scout draws the outside post. He finished second in the All-American last year. So that's a quick look at the All-American Derby, grade 1 on Saturday. Let's see what we got here. We got the Oaks, a grade 1 event. Any names that kind of stand out here? Let's see. Toxic Relationship. We saw this one here locally. Kiss the Cartel, another one that's very good for Trey Wood, coming off a dominating performance.
Yeah, another trainer having a great season. Trey Wood, Kiss the Cartel, got good looking there.
Political Rose, Monte Rosa, Jesus Ayala. We've seen this mare in a very good role in 2022. Sasolitical, another familiar name here, ran once at Los Al last season. Imperative draws the outside post. So check out the PPs there. These PPs will be part of the Nightlines program. If you pick up a copy of the Nightlines there from Los Alamitos, you'll get these PPs. And also Christopher Wade will be looking at some of these races as well as other racetracks. So Chris, the pressure's on. The pressure's on. See if we
pressure's on. Big races, big money, and great weekend of racing here at Los Alamitos.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. We have Lizzie Reyes is your pick for Saturday night. I'll see you out there this weekend at Los Al.
All right, boss. You have a good night.
The sale ring to Quarter Horse Racing's biggest stage. Graduates of the Los Alamitos Equine Sale have qualified to major stakes all around the country. Frivolous won the 2022 restricted Grade 1 Governor's Cup Futurity at Los Alamitos. Sicario V qualified to the 2022 Grade 1 All-American Futurity at Ruidoso Downs. Plus, many more graduates have also qualified to major races. The Los Alamitos Equine Sale returns with more outstanding prospects, October 1st and 2nd. Find your next star at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale.
Welcome back to the show here. Now joined by your voice of Los Alamitos, Michael Royal. Michael, first of all, I got to say that's a racehorse last week and impressive that's really going to make an impression now in your couple of years here now calling races at Los Al.
Yes, seems to be in another league, doesn't he?
Yes, he
does. He's made some really top-notch horses look second-rate. I want to give a shout-out to Golden Boy because his return to action is sort of lost, amongst the excitement and hoopla surrounding Impressum. But Golden Boy was very impressive in his own right in his victory Saturday night. And he's going to the Super Derby, which could pave a way for him into the Champion of Champions. But, gee, every time you think there's a new shooter that might trouble Impressum, in this case Flashback, you're just left thinking that that the race, the Champion of Champions, is most definitely Impressum's race to lose, and that everybody else might be running for second money.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to kind of take him off his porch right now because he's hitting at the top. Not only is he quick from the gate, he's as fast of a finisher as we've seen in quite some time here. So he's double tough. So Impressum already looking like a tough favorite in the champions coming up in December. First, tip of the cap to you. Tip of the cap. I'll bring up my Dodgers hat. Tip of the cap to you. Nice winner on Fuzzy. No 4-1 morning line, but you got a winner last week.
Yeah, she did a nice job from the rail and got to the line strongly enough to score. Unfortunately, a little shorter than the morning line quote, but still, a winner is a winner.
Yeah, the winner is a winner. And let's see if we can cash a winner, find a winner this week. In race number 4, we're going to look at a 1,000-yard event, which I found this race interesting because you got a couple of the runners that are coming in from daytime competition. Quickly glance through the field. Think of Anita, Casilla Later, Sandra C, Miamare, who I was expecting more from Miamare last time out, and Naptime, who returns from Santa Rosa, a racetrack you were a race caller over there for quite a few seasons.
Yes.
But you're looking at a runner towards the inside, the 3-course, Killstone Martini.
Yeah, this is a well-traveled 3-year-old filly bred in New Mexico who's competed at quite a number of Midwest tracks, was claimed out of a third-place finish at Churchill Downs, then was claimed out of her California debut at Del Mar. And she's with hot trainer Milton Pineda. Milton's enjoying a fabulous year. And the horse has had one start locally at Los Al. We'll show you the replay. There's two other horses in the same race, Cassia Later and Mia Mare. They finished either side of Hillstone Martini, third and fifth respectively. Hillstone Martini ended up fourth. From the outside post position, showed good speed, but lost the plot around the turn.
Yeah, you can see in this spot, and she was, what, 6-1 in this field of 6. So it's not like she was, very heavily backed. She was in the mix of things early on. And one of my main takeaways from watching this replay is that she didn't take the turn all that well.
No, and that's Cassia Later, number 2 in the yellow silks, and Mia Mare is the trailer in the red with the white cap. Makes a little bit of late ground. But Hillstone Martini's very much in contention here coming into the turn, but starts to wander wide and just crabbed all the way around the turn and didn't really recover any ground in the home stretch. It was a moderate finishing effort.
You can see at this point traveling widest of all, and didn't leave herself any favors by not taking that turn all too well. The eventual winner was Susanna. By the way, that was a nice selection by Ed Burghardt. He was filling in for me that weekend. You can see 1-4-2-6. But Hillstone Martini, what do you expect this time out? What are you looking for?
Well, allow me to borrow one of Chris Wade's mantras. They always improve second time around the oval. And what I like, apart from the fact that Hillstone Martini has had one run locally under her belt, is the addition of blinkers by trainer Pineda. This could help her in a number of ways. And I just like that combo of the blinkers going on, second start under the lights around the nighttime layout. That's what has attracted me to her. Now consider that Cassia Later was 30-1 in that race we just showed you, finished a half length in front of Hillstone Martini, and now they're very similar odds. 4-1 Hillstone Martini, 9-2 Cassia Later. Cassia Later has had umpteen chances around the nighttime layout, whereas Hillstone Martini, I think, has a lot more scope for improvement. If it's just a choice between the pair, I would be taking Hillstone Martini all day long. I think Hillstone Martini should be several points shorter than Cassia Later. So that's another thing that jumped out at me. Now, the favourite is an interesting horse, number 2 at 5-2, Schwerarbeiter, which my research told me is Yiddish for work hard, making her rather well named because the sire is Outwork. So Schwerarbeiter, a last start midfield finish at Del Mar, 5th of 12. That reads okay coming in here. But, she hasn't raced on this nighttime layout. Her only win was when she got an easy lead going a mile at Turf Paradise in a small field. I just have a few queries about how she'll fit into the race shape. And I just like Hillstone Martini with the one local race and the blinkers going on.
Belico Racing with Hillstone Martini, Milton Pineda, they've been a hot tandem, placing their horse as well. And I like that the connections are not completely given up and kind of entering for a claiming tag. They're keeping this one protected in an allowance spot. Good race here to end the early pick 4, 1,000-yard allowance for the fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. So
I'll be mildly perturbed if Nap Time wins this race, Jose, because you might remember I was chasing Nap Time a couple of times. I think I picked her twice on this show earlier in the year when she was suffering a terrible bout of seconditis, and she came out and won during the daytime thoroughbred meet at 17-1. Could you believe it? So if Nap Time knocks me off, I won't be all that happy.
No. Those horses that we tend to chase, we jump off and they end up winning. Those are the ones that hurt.
Exactly.
But this is a good race. It is a good race. I'm looking forward to how this early pick 4 concludes on Saturday night. And that's going to be in race number 4. You're going with Schwerarbeiter. Good luck calling that name. I mean, that name, that's going to be a tough name to call repeatedly during the race call.
Well, and we had Amish Rail High successful last weekend.
Yes.
I turned to Jonathan Horowitz for a little advice and guidance with those types of names, and he gave me the thumbs up. So I'll hopefully get Fair Arbiter out correctly as well on the weekend.
All right, Michael, thanks so much for that, and best of luck. Hailstone Martini. Maybe we can have a martini after the races down at Burgart's.
Cheers, mate.
From the sale ring to quarter horse racing's biggest stage, graduates of the Los Alamitos Equine Sale have qualified to major stakes all around the country. Frivolous won the 2022 restricted Grade 1 Governor's Cup Futurity at Los Alamitos. Sicario V qualified to the 2022 Grade 1 All-American Futurity at Ruidoso Downs. Plus, many more graduates have also qualified to major races. The Los Alamitos Equine Sale returns with more outstanding prospects, October 1st and 2nd. Find your next star at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale.
Burns Ranch Stallions are strong in major stakes. Favorite Cartel sired 7 Grade 1 qualifiers in a single weekend.
DKAA will go 2 for 2, defeating Apolitical Jet.
Walk Through Fire also sired an Edgard finalist. He and Separate Interest each qualified 2 for the Los Alamitos Oaks. Burns Ranch also stands Fly Through the Fire, Mental Error, Foose, and MP Shining. Let Burns Ranch help you plan your racing future.
About Impressive. Racing. Impressive drifting a path or two wide, but he is very much in the mix in the early strides of the contest. Up and Adam and Monopolist are going fast on the inside. Flashback is well off the speed. Impressive has blasted clear. Here is a champion racehorse at the peak of his powers. He is a sight to behold. Impressive again demolishes the opposition. He is the winner of the 2022 Go Man Go in scintillating style. 9.19, a final eighth of a mile.
Well, Professor, with that performance by Impressum, he sensational. 9.19 final eighth, and reminiscent of what his sire did in his world champion type of season back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, Apolitical Jess won the Los Alamitos Super Derby in a sizzling fast 400-yard time, then goes on and wins the Champion of Champions in even better performance at 440 yards. And now his son, Impressum, has just been incredible here at Los Alamitos, Jose, in the 3 races that he's had here, each one better than the last one. Incredible in the Vessel's maturity, comes back and wins the Vessel's final just in scintillating fashion. And then in the Go Man Go Handicap, what a performance from this runner. I was standing right by the winner's circle when he just blew right past me. And I saw a tweet by Caleb Keller that he shot from, yes, exactly, from the set there. And that was an incredible shot. Just the way you see this freight train just flying by right there, the TVG set. And I caught the end of that. I caught that right in the middle of that 9.19 second clocking. That, by the way, is the fastest here at Los Alamitos since Apolitical Jess won the Los Alamitos Super Derby back in 2010. Just an amazing performance. And Impressum's time, 1931, the second fastest in the 62-year history of the Go Man Go, the fastest since Just You and I set the stakes record back in 2009.
Yes.
So everywhere you look, Impressum, just amazing.
Wow, he was scintillating. Kind of mentioned on air that I wanted to go and ask Rodrigo Vallejo what it feels to be aboard a rocket, because he looked like a rocket down the racetrack. Just a sensational performance. He's right now the horse to beat in the Champion of Champions come December. But that was quite a performance. He keeps impressing us every race, Professor.
Absolutely, and it looks like we're going to be maybe seeing him again, possibly in the Los Alamitos Championship, the Invitational Championship, the Robert Boniface in October, and from there, all systems go pointing to the Champion of Champions. Trainer Heath Taylor gave us a lot of time, was very gracious with his time after the winning performance by Impressum in the winner's circle, talking to myself as well as Steve Anderson, who writes for the Daily Racing Form as well as Track Magazine. And one thing that he said is, like, every decision from this point on is thinking about the December 10th Champion of Champions. That's what's on the mind. And every decision they make with the horse from here on out is to get him in peak performance to the Champion of Champions. We had a chance to talk with Heath Taylor Here's a little bit more of the interview. He's talking about what he did to get Impressum to that peak performance level in the vessel's maturity.
Just mainly the main thing is to keep the horse healthy and happy, not overdo it. We ponied him some, galloped him some. There was just enough time frame where he needed a little bit of a sharpener. He had a little 220 breeze here about 21 days ago, just to kind of keep him sharp. He was starting to get a little bit too high and a little bit too aggressive. But other than that, just a lot of ice, a lot of TLC, and just, keep him happy.
So you have pretty good legs.
He's been exceptionally sound horse.
That's
really, really sound horse. You can get, and a lot of them you can't, you can get this horse, he puts a lot into his work. You can get this horse the exact same ready, fresh, off of a layoff for the first race as you can. He doesn't need practice. He doesn't need, he needs 2 or 3 races because his championship is 440. It's not. Many of them do, but so, just play it by ear, see how he comes out of this one, and most likely he'll stay here.
A few weeks ago, we had the press release with the first 3 invites to the Champion of Champions. You know that very well, with Impressum, the Political Pants, and Danger. What are your thoughts of when you see those 3 names and the goal that you have in mind?
I think that it's just tremendous. I think it's tremendous for racing. I think that they're very, very, very talented horses. Anybody would be more than grateful to have any of them. I think that it adds tremendous luster, which I think we need star power in quarter horse racing. I think when you got the building of a Political Pence is going for 3 champions in a row to potentially tie a Refrigerator, who's an icon here. You've got Danger, who's been invincible for the most part, and looks great at 440 yards, the defending world champion. This horse has obviously run well and held his own, and there'll be many more coming along the lines. I think that Champion of Champions has always been very, very, very iconic and prestigious to Dr. Allred. I think that the extra 150,000 added this year to make it 750 as opposed to 600. I think it's the 50th running, is the golden running of it. The 3 horses that are already in it, obviously hats off to them, tremendous respect. Wouldn't even want to try to compare the horses, but I think that you figure in all those factors together, it has the makings of one of the Champion of Champions from yesteryear, the heyday, where 1 through 10 were legitimate grade 1 horses, and you just didn't know till you pushed that button what was going to happen.
Well, like you mentioned, Professor, it's now the connections is all about catching up and pointing him, getting him to the gate there in the 50th running of the Champion of Champions. $750,000 will be the purse in that December meeting, and it's scheduled to be a terrific race because I believe there was a release that Danger was invited to the Champion of Champions, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Had a chance to talk to Mr. Billy Smith, who's one of the owners of Danger, and the horse is being pointed to the Champion of Champions. We've sent Los Alamitos send them an invitation to the race, and they send it back saying, yes, we want to be in the Champion of Champions. Of course, we have Apolitical Pence, who's won the last 2 runnings of the Champion of Champions. He's also looking to make history as only the 2nd horse to win the Champion of Champions 3 times. The Great Refrigerator, of course, being the only one to have done that before. So just those 3 right there, what a race is going to be in the Champion of Champions if they all come together. And of course, we got the All-American Derby this weekend, and we'll talk a little bit more about that race. And there's some really great names in that race as well. So pretty exciting to just be thinking about the Champion of Champions on December the 10th, and looking forward to seeing some of those races from Ruidoso Downs this weekend, because there's some great names in there, some familiar names as well.
Well, and let's not forget this weekend also we had the return of Golden Boy, Professor. Tip of the cap to him. He kind of gets overshadowed by Impressum with that Sunday performance. But Golden Boy getting back to the races, back to the winner's circle, undefeated in 2022. Valentin Zamudio said the next step is pointing towards those Super Derby trials, right?
Absolutely. Los Alamitos Super Derby trials, and Scoops Dynasty is also in that race. Bomb Cyclone is eligible to that race. A horse that also from the that Valentin Zamudio had last year, Minecraft. I saw his name is also among those horses in the Los Alamitos Super Derby. Minecraft right now at Ruidoso Downs. I do have some news to report from the Golden Boy team, the Valentin Zamudio team. Jockey Ruben Lozano will miss Is looking at probably going to miss this weekend's races. He was involved in a little training mishap on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
So he was dislodged from his mount. Looks like he may have injured some ribs. So right now he's still getting checked out in the hospital with a little bit of pain around his rib area. So it looks like he's going to be probably missing this weekend, and we'll see what else comes up from that injury. But he's doing okay. We're looking forward to talking to Ruben Lozano either today or maybe tomorrow and get a little bit more of an update, and we'll pass that along to you as well.
Thank you so much.
And the viewers.
Thank you so much for that update. Thinking all the well wishes there for Ruben Lozano. Hopefully nothing serious and nothing major. We get to see him sometime soon back in the saddle at Los Alamitos. All right, let's talk a little bit about Saturday's card, Professor. We'll kick it off with race number 4. I did had a chance to catch with Mike Corona about this race because he gave us a pick here in this spot. He likes a 3 Hailstone Martini in this race. He gave us a little bit of the replay analysis, what he thinks of this horse, second time over the track. I thought this was a very good competitive race to end the pick for on Saturday, Professor. And one of the horses that I like at a price is Sandra C. Sandra C was my lock of the night last time out, and she got the job done. Very game victory. I just like that she's lightly raced. I think she can make a little bit of noise here, first time against winners.
One of the things that I liked about this race is that some of the horses that I like are coming with some nice prices. Yes. I also like the 3 Hailstone Martini at that 4-1 in Sandra C. You're going to get 8-1 on Sandra C. A filly with some ability to maybe challenge a little bit or maybe sit off the pace. So she can kind of play a little bit different. Serapio Figueroa named on Sandra C. And he's always had some nice success here at Los Alamitos. And Jose, I just happened to catch up with trainer Sally Rivera this morning, Thursday morning, because she has a couple of horses also in one of the earlier races on the card here at Los Alamitos. So we had a chance to visit with trainer Sally Rivera, talked a little bit about Sandra C, talked a little bit about her other horses on Saturday, and we just got to learn a little bit more about her as well. So why don't we go to that interview, Jose?
Well, she's a small little filly with a big heart. Actually, I think she could go a little farther than 1,000 yards, but so far she's found her place here. This race that's coming up is going to be a test for her because there are quite a few fillies there that they're all winners at 1,000 yards, and we'll see what happens. I think we're probably going to try to lay off the pace a little bit. There's quite a bit of speed in there, but she's all heart. She gives it all.
You have a couple of other runners on Saturday as well in race number 2, Saturn Cloud, a runner that has been hitting the board several times, has had some experience here, and then your very own Joe's Passion also in that race. How about them two?
Well, Saturn Cloud, she likes running in the front end. She's got quite a bit of speed, and it holds, very honest, hard trier. She's a winner of 8 races. And Joe's Passion, well, she's going to be one that's going to be coming from off of it. Also very honest, small little filly, but I think she'll be flying at the end. And yeah, they're both very honest little girls.
We mentioned at the top that you've been a mainstay here at Los Alamitos. You've been a mainstay in racing for a very, very long time. You told me that you first got your license to be the backstretch when you were 21 years old. Can you talk a little bit about your career?
Well, I'm giving away my age because that's I got my first license back in 1976. There was only one other woman trainer in Arizona. In those days, when it was 7 o'clock in the evening, you had to be off the track. No women allowed on the backside. And thankfully, all that's changed. I'm glad to see a lot of women on the track. I think women have a little more patience for horses. And yeah, it was a struggle at the beginning because you really don't you don't have the respect as men do. They think if you win a race, it's because you're lucky. It's not because of what you know. But things are changing. I think everybody's starting to see that. So I'm happy about that.
And you were able to work with a lot of great horsemen over the years. You mentioned one of them, Mr. Richard Hazelton, the late great trainer. and you've had a lot of great experiences looking back in the years working with him, right?
Yes, I mainly learned everything from him. First, you could look at their legs and tell you what was wrong with them. I remember he'd tell me when I was on the pony, what do you think about that horse? What do you think is wrong with him? If it's the knee, the ankles. And so I learned quite a bit. And I remember if a groom was absent, he would be there doing stalls just like everybody else. You know, he was a horseman.
And you mentioned a special horse in that barn as well, a very well-known 17-year-old, Maxwell G.
Maxwell G. I groomed Maxwell G. Won a couple races with him. Richard always wanted teenagers. He said Maxwell G didn't like old people. He liked teenagers as grooms. So I had him when I was 17 years old, and the horse happened to be 17 at the time too. So he was a great horse, great honest horse. Won 47 races. I believe he won 259 times.
Wow.
Goes to show you that you know, once they're set, these horses can run forever if they want to.
And your name, sometimes people don't recall how far back you've been involved. You share with me that you started out as a trainer under the name of Sally Trejos, your married name, right?
I was married with Sally Trejos, so a lot of people look at my record and they say, well, she hasn't been training very long, but no, I have for a long time, 45 years.
Wow.
And I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's a passion.
Tell me a little bit about your barn.
I've got a couple 2-year-olds that I'm trying to get ready, maybe for the end of Del Mar winter meet, Santa Anita. But it's wishful thinking because it's so tough anymore. If you don't have the owners, you know, they're really going for the younger trainers. It's very difficult right now. But I hang in there. My horses aren't costing me. I'm not making a lot of money, but I'm still winning races.
Absolutely. We see you in the winner's circle
Yeah.
Here at Los Alamitos on a regular basis. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck this Saturday with some really nice runners.
Oh, thank you so much.
Professor, I enjoyed that interview with Miss Sally Rivera. Good to hear from her, get to know her a little bit more. How about that? She was one of, you know, she can remember she being one of the early women that have been licensed and in the backstretch there. And it was nice to hear that she learned a lot from the late, great Richard Hazelton, father to one of my colleagues on TVG, Scott Hazelton.
Yeah.
So, you know, nice to hear and know a little bit more about the career Sally Rivera has had all up to this point.
And, you know, we've had a lot of really outstanding women trainer here at Los Alamitos. Connie Hall was here for a long, long time. Donna MacArthur, Pat Vischer, who picked up the reins at the stable after her husband Hans Vischer passed away. She took up that barn and is still training and having a lot of success. Won the Los Alamitos Oaks earlier this year. Mimi Wells, who's one of the leading owners here, she trained here at Los Al for a while. Of course, I mentioned Donna MacArthur training some champions, Grade 1 winners, and now Angela Aquino, her sister Elena Andrade, Adriana Vallejo. Sally Rivera's here, so it's great to see some outstanding female horsemen, female trainers here at Los Al.
Yeah, we just had we talked to Kristen Watanabe just on the show,
right.
You know, a few months ago. So Sally Rivera, you know, still having a pretty solid stable, hitting the winner's circle with a couple of nice runners this season. I like Sandra C, Professor. We'll see if I can get anywhere near that 8-1. But who were you leaning to in this race? Who kind of was catching your attention?
I picked the 3, Hillstone Martini.
Okay.
On top, I think having that experience after racing at Del Mar, before that at Churchill Downs, showed enough little speed there in that last outing that I think the horse will really benefit from that experience. The 2, Strave Alberta, also looks like it's going to be pretty tough. Ian Kuljak has had a lot of success during the daytime meets here at Los Alamitos, and we'll see an occasional horse from this barn here as well. So the thing I like about this race, I think there's a couple of horses that can win at some good prices here. So going to take a shot with the 4-1 Hillstone Martini.
It's going to be a good race. Good race there to end the early pick 4. And the night lines, let me review. Make sure I give you my selections that I submitted for the night lines. That's the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong PPs. Take 2. I was looking at last weekend.
Get it right now.
Yes.
Come on.
264.
Got a lot of people here counting on your picks.
264 to Cheveur Arbiter. Good luck to Mike Corona calling that name during the race call.
I know.
264. Sandra C and Think of Anita. So a pair of 8-1s that I like in this race.
The thing about Michael is he's going to Google this name. He's going to get to the bottom. Okay, what does this name mean?
Well, Professor, good thing you asked. So we just had him on, and he mentioned it means hard. I think it means hard worker. So you see the sire outwork. So the sire is outwork. So I believe that name translates to hard worker. If I understood right. I mean, Mike Corona does his homework. He does his homework.
Absolutely.
All right, I want to skip ahead to the nightcap. I thought it's a good allowance to end the night. Quarter horses, 350 yards. We got a Walk It Alone from Mike Castleman and Steve Burns. Mike Castleman had a nice winner last week in that big pick 6 carryover sequence. There's more than chance for Scott Willoughby and Ed Allred. Watch Him Go, who really blossomed when they stretched out to 550. He didn't break all that well last time out, so I'm thinking Watch Him Go can show a little bit more speed. Insider, the other Mike Castleman trainee. This Eagle Fires out of that very good race mare. This Boogie Fires, very good siblings out of there. And then Trick. I was encouraged by the workout by Trick on August 13th, Professor.
I was too. I actually made Trick my top selection here. Jose, this Corona Cartel gelding, back in action for the first time since February. And running in a trial to the maiden stakes here at Los Al. Look at the horse that beat him on that night, that special one. We saw him in action against Golden Boy last week in the Sgt. Pepper feature. That horse has become one of the top, most improved horses of the meet. Won the Jens List Stakes on California Breeders' Champions weekend. Had won 3 races in a row until he faced Golden Boy, but gave a really good performance last Saturday night. Before that, Trick was a nice winner against the Kitsa Cowboys, still favorite. So a solid runner. They paid $75,000 for this horse, and I agree with you. That was a really nice workout. A solo drill on August 13th. Had the second fastest of 4 works from the gate that I saw there. And even though the horse scrambles a little bit out of the gate, from there starts getting the drive that this horse has starts getting smoother and smoother. They don't really ask much from him there. A little light hand right there. He continues powerfully down the lane, Jose. And I really like the gallop. Looked really quick around the turn there with that gallop. So I think this horse is going to be ready for this return after several months off.
Yeah, I like that workout. You can see he broke fairly well. Good acceleration. The rider was not really asking for much, so I like the workout for Trick. Are we in agreement that the main threat could be the horse immediately to the inside of him? Or who did you pick second here?
I went with this Eagle Fires.
Yes. Okay.
Just overall, this runner has shown us a nice ability to finish. So that 350-yard distance, I think, is great for this Eagle Fires. And my third selection is the 3, Watch Him Go. Again, you mentioned it, that this horse won at 550 yards and did it pretty impressively. And in the next 2 races at 330 yards, especially in that first time that he went, showed a pretty good ability there to leave the gate and finish okay. Lost to this Eagle Fires in that race, and then just a really trouble outing last time out. So, but I still think that Watch Him Go should return to that consistent form early on and should be pretty solid going into race number 8, the feature event here on Saturday night.
I think we copied our notes, Professor, because those are the exact same 3 runners that I like in the nightcap. Minds think alike.
And the 4 Insider, he's coming off of the Governor's Cup Derby against Favorite Honey, Watch Out, Nevada Charles. So he's faced some nice competition. In my program selections, I actually went 5 deep in this race. I just went ahead and took it because I had a couple of shorter selections in the other races. So I'm hoping to see how this plays out. Again, I think Watch 'Em Go could do something. I think Insider could do something. This Eagle Fires, and again, the 6th Trick is coming off of a layoff.
All right, that's a look at the nightcap on Saturday night, the quarter horse allowance feature for those 8 races on Saturday. And first post time is approximately 6:50 p.m. 6:50 p.m. We'll get underway approximate post time for Saturday night. All right, Professor, it's a big weekend down south at Ruidoso Downs in New Mexico. We got early PPs that are going to be part of the Nightlines program, and I want to bring them up because we got some very intriguing local runners that we've seen locally here at Los Alamitos down at Ruidoso racing this weekend. And why don't we start by looking at the big one, the grade 1 All-American Futurity, $3 million, 440 yards to be run on Labor Day, Monday, September 5th. And we got a couple of runners that are coming with obviously very good trial wins. But Just an Angel is spotted too for Brian Candenosa. By the way, we had Brian Candenosa in town here to ride, about a month and a half ago? He rode one race here locally?
Yeah, he did, Jose. I think that did he ride for Heath Taylor, maybe? I'm trying to remember.
I want to say yes. Either that or it might have been a Monte Rosa trainee. But we did get to see Brian here locally.
Yeah, perhaps it was.
Yes.
Was it Reminder? Could have been Reminder.
Oh, yes. There it is. So it was a Monte Rosa trainee that we got to see Brian Candenosa ride one here. But look, Sicario V, a graduate of Los Alamitos Equine Cell who was based here locally at Los Al, he made the finals. He draws the outside post. And, the morning line is not really – you're getting good horses at good odds. So it doesn't look like it's all about one horse in this spot.
No, the favorite, 5-2, it's a stakes winner, won the Old South Futurity at Delta Downs. But we've seen that this horse has had some really nice races. Then it comes back and, something happens. He's had 2 finishes out of the money, was in trouble. First time out, was moved up to first in one of those races. It's not like if you've seen just straight wins everywhere. But Sicario V wasn't that far away in that trial either, Jose.
And look at the difference in odds. Look at this. 5-2 versus 20-1, and they were separated by a neck. So I feel like this could be a little bit more of an open race. Let's see who else is lower in the morning line. So the 3 and the 4 is doing something good for Fred Dangley and Heath Taylor chasing AJ. They both comes out of dominating trial wins as well.
Yeah, and Heath Taylor has chasing AJ, and also he's judge and jury. Both of these runners have run in futurities at Ruidoso Downs. Rodrigo Sigala Vallejo, when we were talking to Heath Taylor after Impressum's win, he said he was going to let Rodrigo pick who he wanted to ride between the two. He knew that James Flores was going to ride the other one, and he was hoping for Rodrigo Sigala Vallejo to ride chasing AJ because he had that experience on the horse, and James Flores had ridden, and he's judge and jury before. So that's what's happening. Rodrigo Sigala Vallejo is going to stay with chasing AJ. The horse is a little bit tougher to ride, Heath Taylor said. So he's glad that the jockey with the experience on the horse sticks with chasing AJ. And one thing that's interesting about the 6, he's judge and jury. The mother is the same dam of Impressum. So this one's a half brother to Impressum. And coming off of some good efforts, this horse has actually performed better than chasing AJ in those $1 million finals at Ruidoso Downs.
And Steve Holt is part of the ownership on both runners. He's judge and jury with Jeff Jones. Yep. And the interesting part about their patterns, and it's unfortunate, Professor, look at their patterns of both chasing AJ and judge and jury. A win and a loss. A win and a loss and a win. And the same pattern for chasing AJ, a win and a loss, a win and a loss and a win. Unfortunately, the losses have been in big stakes money, right? Where the wins have been in those trials. So that's been an unfortunate pattern for both of those runners, but they've made it to big $1 million futurities. Actually, they've made it to all 3 big ones in this spot. That's not easy to do, Professor, to qualify to all the 3 big ones. There's not
It's
many that
not.
do
It's
that.
super rare. They're the only ones, right?
Yeah, according to this field, yeah, they are the only ones that have done that feat this season. So I think it's an interesting race. I think the odds are going to be enticing on a few lightly raced runners, like the 7, who just only raced once locally in that trial and ended up finishing second. I think the 7 has upside for a hot barn like Santos Carrizales. I think it's going to be a very good race, like it always is here at the All American Futurity.
Yeah, didn't Santos Carrizales sweep the Rainbow Derby and the Futurity?
I want to say yes. I think
He,
the mid ones,
I
yeah,
think he
the
did.
rainbows,
Yeah.
yeah. And Agustin
So
Silva
when
will
you're
have
talking
them
about
out.
a hot barn, you're right on that. And I think about KJ Leader off the pack, coming off of 2 nice wins, and this horse received every call in that trial win. Adrian Ramos up for trainer Wes Giles. So I think that horse also has a little bit of a chance as well at 8-1. So I mean, there's about 3 or 4 horses that I like and I think can maybe get a big slice of the cake in this one.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see who's going to go favorite in this spot, because anytime you win a trial by 3.5 lengths like the 3 did, you're not. I don't think you're going to be 3-1. I think you're going to take some money and take some serious money with that 21:42 clocking. So looking forward to the All American Futurity as is always run on Labor Day Monday. Let's look over to the other big races on this weekend at Ruidoso, Professor, and this is where we could see something interesting, because this could be where we end up seeing maybe who comes back, and we can see in the Super Derby maybe second half of the season somebody ships in here to Los Al. But I found this this Derby and Oaks to be just as interesting as the Futurity this weekend at Ruidoso. So we'll start with the Oaks. Race 10 on Sunday, September 4th, 440 yards. Sunshine in My Pocket has one from that inside post, so it shouldn't be anything wrong with drawing the inside row. There's Toxic Relationship, who we saw here locally at Los Al last winter, Professor, for Jose Flores, now in the barn of Dean Fry. Political Rose for Montier Rosa. Jesus Ayala will be in town to ride over there. Sasalytical, another runner that we saw here at Los Al back in November last year. And completing the field towards the outside is going to be imperative. So that's the Oaks there at Ruidoso.
And Toxic Relationship, let's see, is that a half sister to Danger?
I believe
Sire by
she's just toxic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the same
Mhm.
mother. Fire the Sire, and undefeated in her 4 starts, career starts, for Dean Fry, who doesn't send out a lot of horses, but when he does, they're ready to win. They're ready to win. And of course, Political Rose also on a hot streak right now. I think she's won 4 in a row,
Yes.
including the Heritage Place Oaks, a $279,000 race. So I think I like those 2 the best: Jesus Rios Ayala and Monte Rosa connection.
Yeah, that's Political Rose is 7-2 on the morning line. Kiss the Cartels 3-1. Toxic Relationship is 4-1. But I like the lightly raced nature of Toxic Relationship, where she's only had 4 starts. She took to Ruidoso very well, which is not easy to do after taking a layoff. So I'm liking Toxic Relationship there, the lightly raced runner. But it's going to be a very good field for the All American Oaks on Sunday. Also on Sunday, it's the All American Derby, the Grade 1 there, sponsored by Código Tequila. Look who it is, Professor. Right on the rail, Bomb Cyclone, our Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity winner of last season. He romped by 3.25 lengths in his first start of the season in that trial. He went off at even money from the outside, Professor. He made it look like an absolute gift.
And now gets the rail in the All-American Derby. And look what he did from the rail here at Los Alamitos last year. Won his trial to the 2 million by 4 lengths. He won his Derby trial by 3 1/4 lengths. No, he won his 2 million trial by 4 lengths, Jose. Then comes back in the final, and again from the rail, wins by 2 lengths. And if you remember, that's a selection procedure that we do when you're selecting the post position for the 2 million. And Chris Odell wanted that rail and got the rail for Bomb Cyclone, and the horse responded with that 2-length victory. I have to say, Jose, that also Los Alamitos is going to simulcast all 3 of these races this Sunday and Monday, the Oaks and the Derby on Sunday, and the All-American on Monday. And you can watch and wager on those races here at Los Alamitos. And also, Ruidoso Downs is featuring the Derby Futurity double. You can bet a double with those 2 races, and you'll be able to bet that here at Los Alamitos as well on Sunday. So like you mentioned, the PPs will be there on as part of the Saturday program, and of course the races happen on Sunday and Monday.
Are we going to try to beat Bomb Cyclone, Professor? Apolitical candidate for Santos Carrizales. Could that barn do it again?
Exactly, right? And that horse is coming off of that win in the Rainbow Derby, and then equally impressive, just as impressive as Bomb Cyclone was in his win in the Derby trials. So was Apolitical Candy, winning by 2 3/4 lengths. And we also have to remember this horse ran second to Scoop Dynasty here in the Winter Derby. So some local connections, local horses that we've seen here at Los Al are really key players in the All-American Derby. Yeah, I'm not going to try to beat Bomb Cyclone.
Me neither. So give us a little bit of insight. Do you know if the All-American Derby winner will be reached out for an invitation, or is it committee based?
Well, Jose, it is committee based. Okay. So we're going to try to invite the best of the best. And if that happens to be the All-American Derby, then that horse will get serious consideration, Jose.
Man, can't wait. It's going to be a big weekend of racing there, both around the country. Of course, Del Mar has their big card on Monday as well. As far as us, Professor, looking at September calendar, next week, a week from this Saturday and Sunday, we'll have the trials for the PCQHRA series, the Derby and the Futurity trials.
And after that is the Mildred Vessels. That'll be the big race on Sunday, September 18th. And that's also going to be the opening weekend of our daytime meet in September as well, Jose. So good racing coming up here in September with those trials, the Futurity trials. Then, of course, the Thoroughbred meet in September. And then the Los Alamitos Equine Sale just around the corner as well.
Yeah, so the Los Alamitos Equine Sale will be the first weekend of October, which coincides with the finals, the running of the finals of this PCQHRA series, which is the Derby and the Futurity. And also, traditionally, we run the Los Alamitos Wild West Futurity trials that weekend as well. So it's a jam-packed weekend. Come out and visit us at Los Alamitos, LosAlamitosequinesale.com. Catalog is live. You can search through the horses that would be available for purchase at the sale.
Absolutely. So it's going to be fun, and it's going to be fun this weekend watching the simulcast action, and of course some really good races as well here on Saturday and Sunday night.
Thanks, Professor, for the interviews and all the information. Looking forward to this weekend of racing, not only in Los Alamitos but across the country. It should be a fun one. I'll see you out there in Cypress, California.
See you there, Jose, and I'm looking forward for all the fans to join us as well.
From the sale ring to quarter horse racing's biggest stage, graduates of the Los Alamitos Equine Sale have qualified to major stakes all around the country. Frivolous won the 2022 restricted Grade 1 Governor's Cup Futurity at Los Alamitos. Sicario V qualified to the 2022 Grade 1 All-American Futurity at Ruidoso Downs. Plus, many more graduates have also qualified to major races. The Los Alamitos Equine Sale returns with more outstanding prospects, October 1st and 2nd. Find your next star at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale.